All right, so in this section, we're going to learn two things. The first thing we're going to learn is how to create a simple database in SPSS in the data editor. And as part of that, I will be introducing you to variable labels and value labels. As part of this, you'll need to know something about this data set here, such as the data here are categorical and these are quantitative. And that is a very significant difference that you should know already so that you don't get confused in your data entry. All right, so here is your basic Excel data editor. And we'll go over some other things at another time, but what I want to just draw your attention to is here. You'll see that at the bottom there are two tabs or toggles, and within these various toggles you can do various functions. So think of them as having two separate windows open at the same time, and you're just going back and forward between them. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the variable gender here, and then the 4 questions across the top. Okay, to match the database setup. So as you can see, the database is already set up here with gender, what I would guess is the Beck Depression inventory, and 4 questions from that. All right, so the first thing, so let's just maybe push this off to the side again. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just double click right here on variable. And then you'll notice by double clicking there, it moved the toggle switch to the other screen. So this is the screen where you enter the variables. And so we are going to name it. We're going to be really creative and name it gender. Okay, now when I hit return, it's going to automatically populate these cells to the right. And think of these cells as the various characteristics that you assign to this label. So ready, watch. Zip. Okay, so let's walk across the top. So this is a numeric variable, and you can change that. We'll go back to that in a second. This is the width when you go to enter data. So you can have up to however many you specify. And I'm not sure how many it goes up to. Let's see. Well, it looks like you can do all kinds of stuff, so we don't really need all that. Let's go back to 8. All right, so decimals. I am going to put them at 0 because otherwise you will get point decimals when you enter your data. And then the label, this is where you call out what the actual label means, what the variable is. So it's the gender of participant, just to be a little obvious. Okay, and then the values, this is where you assign the values so that on this data set right here, we're not going to just type in male and female, because if we did, we couldn't manipulate it as easily. You can manipulate it, but we're not going to do that. So here, so what you do is you come to the right of the values here, click it. All right, so I'm going to put 1 for male, add 2 for female, add. So these are the ones here that I am going to assign. If I were to add to this, I might put 3 non-binary, add, or 4 other. Click. Okay, and I'm going to hit OK. All right, so now when you can just quickly look and see that there's something in here. Okay, so as you'll see here, we have we have gender, and go back to data view, and you have gender and a ruler here, which tells you that it's a numeric that you enter. So here, let's enter the gender, and let me. Okay, so let's see. I don't think I can put this anywhere, and you can see it. So I'm just going to put it off screen, and whenever there's a male here, I'm going to put a 1, and whenever there's a female here, I'm going to put a male here, I'm going to put a 1, a female here, I'm going to put a 2. So off you go. And all right, so we have male, male, female, female, male, female, male, female, male, female. Okay? Now, so that the data is entered, and as such. Now I'm going to do the question 1 for the BDI. So I'm just going to click these here. Oh, BDI, not BDQ. BDI. BDI. Underline, because you can't just leave a space. BDI underline Q3. Darn it. BDI Q4. All right, so now I'm going to work with these over here. So we'll call it BDI question 1. And I am going to change these to be a little quicker here. Question 3 and question 4. And let's change these decimals. All right. And I don't put anything in the values section because I'm just going to enter the score. So the difference here is when you assign values, you are assigning a category. So here, these 4 options are going to be categories or nominal data. Right? The levels of measurement, nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. Here, this is continuous data or quantitative data. And these will, you just enter the number. And so let's go back and do that. All right, so you know, do it along with me if you haven't. So let's just do it really quick. And 13. Okay, so it's all been entered, and that's how you enter variables in a database. Okay, and in the next section, we will be going over how to export an SPSS file and import an SPSS file.